Hey guys, enter the stars and welcome to the 5th of November. Not because this is a good day to remember. Rather, this is a day to expose. Now, I will be sharing my screens in a minute here, but I need to say some words to you guys first. We need to talk about some things. I did have a guest set up for tonight, but that guest is, I guess, busy at the moment, so we'll have to have that guest on next time. In an effort to build the community, I like to have guests on the show, up-and-coming channels who have the spirit within them that see past the veil, help build people's faith, and bring people closer to Christ. But always remember, I'm an individual, and my views may not always exactly reflect the views of my guests. It is written, you will be hated by all because of my name, but the one that endures till the end, he will be saved. Ask yourself, who on YouTube is mocked, criticized, and hated? It's not the trolls that attack this channel, you guys. It's us. And I love each and every one of you. So, we stay the course. Many, many things have been revealed on this channel that aren't revealed anywhere else, ever. That is the Holy Spirit, you guys. And through this process of discovery, we have found one thing for sure. Everything is of the occult. Movies, TV commercials. I've proven that now with over 1,700 videos. And you guys have been part of that process. We're going to pause here real quick and do a sound check. Make sure you guys are hearing me. And then, as I said, I will be sharing screens in just a minute, you guys. Just want to make sure that we have sound. Thanks to you guys who did remember to come out and attend this live hangout. We're going to be talking about some things close to my heart. We're also going to be exposing the 5th of November, which is Samhain, All Hallows Eve. Sounds like you guys are saying it's loud. Okay, maybe it's loud and clear. Okay, let's pop back on here. You guys, everything is of the occult. And so when trolls come and accuse me of living on the dark side, delving into things that I shouldn't, they're revealing their true intentions to hide the truth, you guys. To deny what is coming into every one of your senses and pretend it doesn't exist is to your own detriment, because it's everywhere. The occult is everywhere, you guys. And our job is to unspell the spell. Because the spell has a hold on each and every one of us. The spell of materialism, the spell of wandering after the beast, the spell of wanting to be famous, the spell of wanting to have riches, the spell of being fully invested on this kingdom of sinking sand. When we know that our eyes should be fixed on heaven, Even when we know the truth deep down in our heart, we deny it. We deny Christ. We deny his way, even though he tells us how to do it. Why? Because the serpent is very, very deceptive. He was one of the most deceptive beasts of the field, it says in Genesis. And we know that. And that is why he uses the $sign as his symbol. What better symbol to use to deceive people than a $sign? It is his logo. If we really think about what's sitting in our face in plain sight, then we start to understand what's going on. Let me check back in the chat and make sure you guys are good. We'll continue on. And we're going to talk about the 5th of November. Now, I was on Dabu's live stream as Spirit was live streaming. We're going to offer a perspective on this tonight. And it's nothing against Anonymous and the people that are in the movement who are trying to do good. This is all about the roots of things and people trying to subvert and attach negativity and evil to positive things. The entire system, you guys, is compromised. The entire system is compromised. And so we have to do things differently. We have to do things differently. Okay, you guys? So we'll continue on here and talk about some subjects that are very important. And we'll get into Anonymous, the 5th of November, saw win. Now, everything in this manufactured reality is meant to deceive you. I had a subscriber come on, and she was telling me that she had come to that conclusion as well, that everything that comes through our senses through the digital media is meant to deceive us. Even the good things that come through are there to put our guard down, right? Get us emotionally endeared to something, and then they switch it all around on us as soon as it gets embedded into our subconscious. You see how that works? So, naysayers want to deny this reality, and they want you to continue to be deceived. If we don't undo this stuff, we will never understand what Jesus was trying to tell us, you guys. And that's plain and simple. There's only one thing we can count on in this reality, and that is God's nature. He created it. And even it may have things that weren't what were originally intended. But we see God in everything, in the fractality, the pieces, the branches, the trees. Everything is a tree. It's all trees. Your hand is a tree. Your arm is a tree. Everything projects outwards as fractals. That is God's signature on your life. God's signature on your life also is like the numbers. We see fractals upon fractals. I was talking to someone the other day who they discovered through this channel that their mother had a birthday that was the anti-birthday of their own birthday. And that just gave me chills, because what it tells me is the work that I do is real. Okay? And many of you will find these fractality synchronicities within your life. And that is the proof that there is a creator. It's plain and simple. He's been all around us from the very beginning, you guys. And when we deny it, when we deny this amazing knowledge, that is against the Holy Spirit. And that is how we can run the risk of losing our eternity. So, the only way to determine good and evil is by intent, the fruit of a person. Those in power use this knowledge to take advantage of people. Their intent is clear. This is why it's easy for me to attack the people at the top, the people that are in power and control. Because as you go up the quote-unquote pyramid, those people have more and more and more knowledge on how to control others, okay? So I go straight to the top on this channel so that you guys can see what's going on. Those who murder children, intent. Those who trick soldiers into killing, intent. Those in control of Hollywood and those who seek fame in their circles, intent. Those who have given up their life, their entire life for pennies to expose evil and be hated as Christ said we would, intent. So the doors of the ark are closing fast, you guys, and all the information necessary to believe is written in the Holy Bible, and it's proven on channels like mine. All you need to do is wake up and acknowledge what you're seeing. I took a break for a bit. I want to talk about that, and then I'll share screens with you guys. YouTube has become a den of demons. This is the proving grounds for free thought in this reality. I'll say that again. YouTube has become a den of demons, and this is the proving grounds for free thought. This is the Job situation with Satan tempting Job and battling against God for the eternity of Job. This is it. Okay. I don't know why it is, but it is. This is the last bastion of free thought, free speech. And I'm going to tell you that I believe that 100%. Why? Because even though I'm mocked and criticized and attacked, guess what, you guys? I'm still allowed to express myself. And that is what's going on. Make sure we're still all connected up. I had an attack just before I went live. They tried to, I got a notification, which I hardly ever do, on some kind of virus 5 minutes before I went live. So guess what? We're not doing that. So luckily my software caught it and we're back on track. But I'm just going to make sure that we're good. We're still live and you guys are in the chat. Continue on. Like I said, I will be sharing screens in a minute here. Now, beware. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to look through your guys' comments here. Make sure we're good to go. So that was the reason for the break, you guys. And I'm going to be honest with you. There were some things of the heart that I was dealing with. And for me, when I give it all. I give it all. There's no halfway. And so when those things fall apart, you got to deal with that. And if you're a human being, those things take time. So let's continue on here, closing some windows up. And I'm about to open this up for you guys in just a second here. Now, there's going to be some changes to this channel. And I apologize for some of these changes, but it's the only way we can go forward. And it's because things have gotten crazy on YouTube. Literally, they are legion, just as it says in the Bible. I had a guy come on yesterday. He had 5 different accounts. And every time I block an account, he came in with a new one. Finally, the way I shut him up is I told him I was going to make a video on him and show people what lengths the government will go through to quiet free thought. And that there was a person sitting in their living room coming up with infinite amount of accounts so that when I blocked one, they'd have another one ready. And who in their right mind would do that unless they were paid by the government? And then he stopped. Do you see how that works? We have the power to tread on serpents. You guys, we have the power to tread on serpents. What does that mean? It could mean a lot of things. It could mean that we are outside of this system. It could mean that we are not subject to attack. It can mean that if we just say the right words and do the right things by the Holy Spirit, that we can basically call off attacks. And if you just believe it, if you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. And I think we can all agree in the last 4 years, we've moved some pretty big mountains here. So I want to tell you guys that you need to defend truth just as I do, as voraciously as I do. I need your help to get these trolls out of the way. Flag their comments. Not people that are polite with a different opinion. I'm talking about attackers, you guys. When you're on other channels looking at other videos and you see people speaking behind my back, come out and say something. Okay? That's how the New World Order keeps us all in check. Okay? See something, say something, right? We got to start thinking like them, but in a positive way. When we see evil, we need to call it out. Do you see what I mean? I'm going to start disabling ratings and comments on my video. I know you guys don't care about comments and ratings, but for new people coming on the channel, you guys, they care. It affects their choice to continue watching. I tell people, if you watch any one of my videos, you'll think I'm a nut job. If you watch 3 videos, you're going to want to watch a 4th video. And when you watch 10 videos, you will be convinced of the pattern. You will see the pattern. Unfortunately, stringing together dozens and dozens of videos is very difficult to do because the information comes to me in bits and pieces, and I present it to you as it comes. I think there's a mechanism by which you guys can flag comments that you see, you can block, you can do all that. I need your help. And I appreciate all the sincere encouragement, you guys, but I'm at a point now where I'm not going to be able to respond to all the messages, and that saddens me because some of your input is profound. You guys built this channel with all of the information that you sent to me, and I'm really sorry. Know in your heart that I do read most of what I see, and I appreciate it. I just won't be able to act on a lot of it. That's just the truth of the matter. And a lot of it's because the trolls have me so busy, okay? And there's only so much I can do to ward them off. I will continue dialogues on my smaller formats, Twitter, Facebook, and I have a new website called Enter the Stars, but the stars is spelled the correct way, S-T-A-R-S. All right. Before I show you that, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to share screens and show you the new website. I want to say a couple things. Eventually, I'll merge off of YouTube. Each and every person in this chat right now knows that this channel should have 100,000 subscribers. You guys already know that. So now you understand what's been happening to this channel. Okay. So what's the answer? The answer is not to change who we are. The answer is we change what we have control over. And if all 26,000 of you guys came over to my new website, I could use a different host to upload my videos to, link them to the website. You guys could come on over. I will never ask you for a donation. That will always stand. The day that I ask you for a donation is the day I want you to stop listening to me. But what you can do to help is there'll be ads on my website, enterthestars.com, S-T-A-R-S. And if you click on the ads, please don't buy anything because you're just feeding the beast. If you click on them for a minute, that will help support the website and the work that we do here. All right. So I want to say thank you to Enchanted Life Path TV. He is in the chat section tonight. He built the website that you're looking at right now. Many of you have probably already pulled this up in a new window, enterthestars.com. And he built that for me for free because he's an amazing human being. And I like a lot of his videos, and try to help him with his YouTube channel. Okay. There are some people out there that are just real. Okay. And it's very, very hard for me to trust people anymore after all I've been through on YouTube. But I feel like I can trust this guy. He built me a website. And like I said, if you guys come on over, eventually we can switch on over to that format. You won't have to come here and deal with all this garbage. YouTube is a den of demons. I do believe in demon possession. I've ran into it firsthand. People don't even know that they're being possessed. Just in the same way Jesus said to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan." His own disciple at that moment was channeling Satan and his ideology and his evil. Got some updates. I actually talked to a Google representative a few days ago, and he admitted to me that they are, in fact, censoring channels from your feed that you were subscribed to. Now, this is quote unquote a blanket thing, but what better way to silence the truth community, especially because our setup is tailored towards multiple uploads per day. Most of the truth channels you guys subscribe to upload multiple updates per day. Well, 90% of those are not going to show up in your feed. Why? Because YouTube has decided, and Google, that that could possibly be spam. And we want to give the people that subscribe to other channels a proper opportunity to see all of the channels they're subscribed to instead of just one that's sending out multiple things per day, multiple videos per day. Now, is that the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard of or what? How in the heck? I mean, we're all adults here. If someone's spamming you and you don't like it, simply unsubscribe. Okay? Simple. We don't need Google Big Brother, censoring out our videos that we subscribe to. We made the conscious choice to subscribe to. And as you guys know, all of the fluff out there, the fluffy stuff, they might upload a video a day or a couple videos a week. It's the truth community that's uploading multiple videos per day, okay? Because we're tracking this stuff and we're all over it. And I'm proud of all my peers out there. I want to give some shout outs really quick to big channels like Dabu, Spiro. These guys are real, you guys. I don't care what kind of, what kind of things that you have against these channels. Okay, we don't agree on 100% of everything. But for those of you that have been on this journey with me since I had 500 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers, Dabu was there from the beginning. He did, he profiled one of my videos. He goes, "Can I use your stuff?" And I said, "You can use whatever you want on this channel. Truth is free." I think the first video he did was, we found in the Terminator 4 movie, there was a map, a Fukushima map with the target on it, exactly where the Fukushima disaster would happen years later. Did a video on that. Did several videos, helped this channel grow. So I don't care what anyone says. That's real. Okay. All right. What else do we have here? You guys, I could do videos every day, but we have to address the forces that are brought to bear here on YouTube to derail truth. Okay. Otherwise, it would all be for naught. They're admitting, also, I have the anecdotal evidence of people telling me that they're being unsubscribed from my channel all the time. They literally have to come to my YouTube channel to get my videos. Dozens of times a week, I'm hearing this. This is why we only have 26,000 subscribers. Google denied it, but I can tell you it's happening. I can show them the emails if they want to see it, the private messages, the public messages. People are being unsubscribed. Everything presented on this channel will become clearer as time goes on over the next few years, you guys. It's 100% truth, and it's 100% inspired by the Holy Spirit. Okay. Another item, housekeeping item. If you guys see the ratings disabled, still thumbs up the vid, okay? Still thumbs it up because it still counts. Only I can see it, but it still counts. I need you guys to thumbs up every single video you watch because the enemy's out there. And if you forget to thumbs up a video, he's not going to forget to thumbs it down. Okay, that's what's going on. I showed you guys an example of our money videos that we did. And go look at my money playlist, the money, the root of all evil. And they came out hot and heavy. This is the most profound information, the most profound discovery I've ever made, that anyone's ever made. It's never been discovered before that all these currencies around the world all add up to 88 or 666. You think that would go viral? You think that that would get thumbs up? 100%. But instead, it was half thumbs down. Okay. I want everybody to make sure you're subscribed to this channel because you may have been unsubscribed even though you're here on the live chat. And also, you actually need to go into your subscriptions, manage subscriptions. You need to find Enter the Stars and check the box that says, see all the videos from this channel. Because even though you're subscribed, they still don't show you all my videos unless you do this. All right. Let's pull up this website, you guys. I'm going to share my screen right now. Sorry. I know it's been, normally you guys are already used to seeing my screen right now, but I had to go through those items. Let's share this here. There we go. All right. You guys are good to go. Let's pop back over here. I'm going to check the chat before we continue on. Got 107 people watching. Thanks, you guys, for showing up. It's a big group. All right. We're going to watch that in a minute. First, we're going to do this. Now, I've done my best to try to like censor out most of the ads you're going to see here, but some might slip through. So please don't be offended if you see an offensive ad. Okay. This is it. This is enterthestars.com. This logo is going to change a bit. It's kind of a work in process, but like I said, come on over, you guys. Click on some of these ads, support the site. Eventually, we'll be able to transition over to this, okay? And I fully intend on doing that. I'm really sick and tired of YouTube messing with you guys, messing with me. I've got some decode tools on here. I've got the calendar linked in here. You know, I do the calendar and I switch over from dates. We've got the latest decodes, research. Click through these tabs and take a look at all this, you guys. If you want to catch live feeds, it's going to automatically link in here. Social media. And the one thing I do produce is the Nothing wallet I invented. It's a clear wallet insert that could be used as a wallet. If you want to purchase one of those, go for it. But there's no pressure to do that, you guys. I said, I don't ask for anything for free from you guys. You guys are already doing all you can to share this information, and that's all that matters to me. Because ultimately, this is all about waking people up, and that's invaluable. Okay. All right. Now we're going to play this video. This is a video that I did a while back. This has the 5th of November in 3 separate time travel movies. I'm going to play this video for you guys, and then we're going to talk about this. Let's take a look here.
Mr. G transmitted by a laser velocity accelerator. 1982.
Film you're looking at is Time Rider. Well, listen to this.
November 5th, November 5th, November 5th, November 5th, 1877.
And of course, you heard November 5th, 1877. Listen. This is Back to the Future, 1985. There's your November 5th again. Today is November the 5th.
And the message is chaos. This from Time After Time.
The future isn't what you thought. It's what I am. Do you know that you can go into a shop here and purchase a rifle or a revolver? It is perfectly legal. These people encourage it. It's catching, isn't it? Violence.
1979, Time After Time, based on going back to November 5th.
Now I'm going to pause it there, you guys. And this is what we have to be careful of. Anonymous is in the streets right now. And you just heard in the film, Time After Time, he said that violence is catching, isn't it? Okay. It's called anarchy. We got to be very careful. And like I said, I don't want to undermine the movement, but we got to dig deep and think about what the ultimate purpose may be. And if we can raise awareness to this, then the people in the streets will not resort to the deception. Instead, they'll do something righteous. So you just heard it. In this film, they traveled to November 5th. That's the date of the march today. It's also the date in the film Vendetta, which is all about Anonymous. And they say, remember the 5th of November. Let's continue listening to this video, you guys.
Once again, every 3 years, 1979, with Time After Time, then again, in another 3 years, with Time Rider, and then in another 3 years, in 1985, with the film Back to the Future. They repeat over and over again, November 5th. 3 films, 1 day, November 5th, 3 films, 3 years apart. We had Time After Time, Time Rider, and then Back to the Future, all based around the date of November 5th, which is Guy Fawkes Night in Britain, in England. And this is the Halloween of Britain as a replacement. This is a pagan festival. Historians have suggested that Guy Fawkes Day served as a Protestant replacement for the ancient Celtic and Nordic festivals of Samhain.
Now you just heard that it replaced Samhain. Now we're going to go into, well, after this video, we're going to go in and look at the roots of Samhain. So they have conclusively linked Guy Fawkes Day, Guy Fawkes Night to Samhain. I want to be clear here, okay? Because now this, as I said, who knows who attached this history to the movement? But someone very quickly did. Maybe they saw the power of the revolution, they saw the power of this movement, and immediately attached this history to it. And that's not good, you guys. Or it could be the opposite. They created the movement, and now there's a lot of really good people in the movement trying to make a difference, not even realizing where all this comes from. Kind of a similar situation to religion, for instance. A lot of good people trying to do the right thing, but their religion has already been subverted, okay? Not to say that no good can come out of the movement, but we've all had to go through the tough lessons of showing up to a church every Sunday. Let's continue on with this.
Pagan events that the church absorbed and transformed into All Hallows Eve and All Souls Day. This is a reincarnation of Halloween, marked with bonfires and dressing up in costumes, effigies, burning effigies. And according to Wikipedia, this is most likely the replacement for Halloween, which occurs only days before November 5th. It is compared here as well to Samhain, which is a Celtic, Irish mythological festival, which also deals with bonfires. And the beginning of the winter solstice, or the darkest part of the year. Samhain, the Gaelic festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, or the darker half of the year. It is celebrated from sunset on October 31st, which is Halloween, to sunset on November 1st, which is nearly halfway between the autumn equinox and winter solstice. Divination rituals, mumming, and guising were all parts of the festival. All Souls Day, and this is Guy Fawkes, the person after which Guy Fawkes Day was named. And he, of course, is this individual, for V for Vendetta, another film that talks about November 5th, and the character from which Anonymous is based. Sometimes the quickest way and easiest way to infiltrate a movement is to join it, quickly rise to the top, and then divert it to whatever areas that you want to. November the 5th is all about time.
Associated with someone's death or the end of some awful bloody struggle, as celebrated with a nice holiday. I thought we could mark this November the 5th, a day that is sadly no longer remembered, by taking some time out of our daily lives to sit down and have a little chat. Unknown to you, then, I would suggest that you allow the 5th of November to pass unmarked. But if you see what I see, if you feel as I feel, and if you would seek as I seek, then I ask you to stand beside me 1 year from tonight, outside the gates of Parliament, and together we shall give them a 5th of November that shall never, ever be forgotten.
And V for Vendetta is based off of a 1982 graphic novel by the same name. This is the same year that Time Riders was released, which was all about November 5th as well. Take care and be safe, you guys.
Okay, you guys, so there you have it. That's the history of Anonymous, or at least V for Vendetta. Sorry about the train. I live near a train. The films are 3 years apart. Pagan ritual holiday, Protestant form of Halloween, the darkest day of the year, chaos, evil spirits. They've been pushing for a purge event, you guys. Don't fall for it. Have faith in Jesus. Cast your burdens on him. Now, let's continue on with this because it goes deeper, all right? I'm going to check in the chat here, make sure we're still connected. These people love to just knock us offline when we're rolling. And we are rolling right now because this is truth, you guys. All right. Let's pop in here. This is where Anonymous launched out of Seattle. Like I said, I was on with Dabu earlier. We noticed this structure here. And I thought I saw a pyramid here. If anyone has any more information on this structure, this is the square, Seattle Town Square or something like that. And this structure was in the background. Westlake Park, and it's a town square in Seattle. This is where they started their trek. You guys, the point to this is I don't want to see innocent people being used or drug into something that could be a negative, okay? That's the point of all this. All right, let's go in here and look at a little bit more about Guy Fawkes Night and Samhain. This is crazy, you guys. This is about as close to being Halloween as you can imagine. I mean, we do have the masks, but it goes deeper than that, okay? They actually sing, here, I'll read it to you here if I can find it. First of all, this is the 1999 collapse of the bonfire. Remember, this is bonfire night. And many of you will remember this, the Aggie bonfire. Look at this, you guys. It can't get any more clear. 999 is 666. November 18th is the 5th of November in another calendar. Bonfire night, let's kill a bunch of people. 59-foot high stack consisting of 5,000 logs collapsed during construction. Of the 58 students and former students working on the stack, 12 were killed. There's your 12 disciples, and 27 were injured. Okay. Texas A&M collapse of the bonfire. Bonfire night happened on the 5th of November in another calendar. These are the things that you guys have to come to terms with and understand that a lot of this stuff, you guys, is about sacrifice. Here it talks about the 5th of November. I'm going to blow this up. It says across Britain, the words of a children's nursery rhyme. Remember, remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason, and plot are chanted as fireworks fly and bonfires gradually consume human effigy known as the Guy. So, who was this guy? He was a terrorist, they're saying, okay? They wanted he wanted the streets of London to run red with blood. All right. For reasons lost in antiquity, every year the flaming tar barrels are rolled through the streets of Ottery, St. Mary, to the delight of thousands of town folks. Flaming tar barrels. Starting with the junior barrel in the late afternoon. Ancient tradition. It says here that apparently the devil lives under the stone, and turning the devil's boulder is meant to avert bad fortune. After nightfall, men carried crowbars with women lighting their way, approached the huge stone close to the village church. As the church bells peal out, the villagers set to work to turn the stone over. Okay, so that's stones here. All right, it's all ritual stuff, you guys. Now, this is Samhain. This will conclusively link this to Halloween for you guys. Darker half of the year from sunset 31st of October to November 1st. But as we saw in the video, they are linking that back to Halloween and the 5th of November. In bulk, Beltane, you guys, it is related to these festivals. I'm going to show you the most occult, satanic holidays related to this date, if I can find it. Gosh, I got so many windows pulled up here. Occult. Here it is. You just saw Beltane related to Samhain. Well, here's in bulk in the most occult witches holidays and sabbats. Okay. We have Beltane, also called Walpurgis Night, highest day of Druidic witches calendar. May 1st is the Illuminati's second most sacred holiday. Human sacrifice is required. What else do they have in here? October 31st, Samhain, also known as Halloween or All Hallows Eve. This date is Illuminati's highest day of human sacrifice. We had a plane go down on Halloween. So you tell me who's responsible. Now, let's go back to Samhain here. Now we've proven that these are satanic holidays related to Samhain in bulk, Beltane, all satanic holidays. Let's look at some of what the activities are. Celtic pagan origins. Look at all this, you guys. Offerings of food and drink were left outside. The souls of the dead were thought to revisit their home seeking hospitality. Feasts were had, at which the souls of the dead kin were beckoned to attend. It's all about, this is all about the boundaries between this world and the other world being crossed. Okay? Do you want to be part of this? I don't. Okay? Special bonfires were lit, as at Beltane. So they share the same thing. The bonfires and Beltane. We just looked at this as being part of the witch's calendar. All right. Now, they also talk about cattle being brought back down from the summer pastures when livestock were slaughtered for the winter. So there's a little bit of sacrifice. They were deemed to have protective and cleansing powers, and there were rituals involving them. This is the history of Halloween, the 5th of November, and Samhain. Okay? This is what's going on. I probably should have did this hangout before Halloween, because many of you probably went on and celebrated Halloween, dressed your children up, and took part in these rituals. Okay? I'd like to see the crime statistics on children that are abducted during Halloween. And my bet is that they probably many, many more. Divination rituals and games are also a big part of the festival, often involved nuts and apples, bobbing for apples. How many of you bobbed for apples on Halloween? Celtic New Year. Okay. I remember reading in here something about them singing satanic verses as they went door to door, which is like the trick or treat thing, you know, that everyone does. But I can't seem to find it while I'm live here with you guys. But you can go here. Here's Irish mythology. This is Guy Fawkes Night. It is now. It is happening now as we speak. This is the true history of it. All right. Make no mistake. This shows a little bit of the history of it. Here's the origins. Guy Fawkes Night related to Samhain and Halloween. Let's see here. House to house. Let's see if we can find this here. House. Talking about drinking dirty water, and this is pretty nuts, you guys. So I won't go into too much more of this. I think you guys get the gist of it. You can come here to read about it if you're not sure. Samhain and Guy Fawkes. I'm going to close these down. We're going to pop into some other subjects at this point. First, I'm going to check in the chat, make sure you guys are good. And then we'll finish up. I don't want to go too long. Let's see here. All right. I'm glad that you guys are good and we're still connected. We've got a little bit bigger group. Let me see what time it is. It is 5:15. We've been on here since 4:30. So we're going to go for at least another hour. And thanks you guys for hanging in there. 2 kids missing here. Wow. So absolutely. Now, let's see. Let's close this down. We're going to get into some other stuff, you guys. This is crazy. We're going to start from the beginning. Genesis. This is the 88th chapter of the Bible. The kings of Nimrod and Ham. Okay. Someone told me that Osiris and Nimrod were represented by the number 88. And I was like, how is that? Like, why? Why is Nimrod like 88? Well, when I do a search, apparently, chapter 88 of Genesis, or verse 88, chapter 88, the kings of Nimrod and Ham. What is this? There's no 88 chapters in Genesis. Maybe this is of a book. Anyway, this is showing Nimrod. Now, here's also an expedition called Nimrod to the Antarctic. And we all know the crazy synchronicities involving the Antarctic. And look where they went to, the 88th parallel. And they called it the Nimrod expedition. Okay. Here's some interesting stuff. You know, we've talked a lot about Obama going for a third term. So I found this article, and Obama's talking about Trump, and he says, I don't think he'll end up becoming president. All right. But here's the interesting thing about this article. Let me blow this up a little bit. The way that Obama talks is as if he has already secured a third term. All right. Let's get down here and here. He says, discussing Joe Biden's possible entry into the Democratic race. Obama called him one of the finest vice presidents ever and said, if you're sitting right next to the president in every meeting and wrestling with these issues, I'm sure that for him, he's saying to himself, I could do a really good job. But really, this is Obama saying this about himself, about a third term. Asked if he thought he himself could be reelected, if not constitutionally barred from a third term, Obama replied, yes. Well, what's the only way that Obama could be barred or not barred from serving a third term? You guys, that would be if we had martial law, right? Martial law trumps the Constitution, and Obama gets to serve a third term. I'm not saying all this is going to happen. What I'm saying to you is it's a possibility, and a very real possibility. Unless we raise awareness about it, it could happen. Okay, we're going to switch gears here. I'm going to check in the chat real quick. You know what? I'm going to answer some questions in the chat here. Make sure you guys are good to go. Make sure the sound is good. Let's see here. I'm loving your guys' interaction here in the chat. Let's see here. Hoping you guys mentioned we talk about the news future. All right. Let's go back over here. Let me I need to have a drink of water here because I'm getting thirsty. What you're looking at is the film Prometheus. This is a screenshot. I'm going to blow this up, I think. And what you're looking at is a basketball court. Now, Nicholson 1968 and myself decoded the basketball court. We looked at the dimensions of the basketball court. There were many numbers that synchronize to current events. There are many numbers that synchronize to sacrifices. If you're unsure of this video, go back to YouTube and do a search. Nicholson, Into the Stars, basketball, or I think it was actually a hangout, and you'll see that. Now, why is this significant? This could be random, right? Why is there a basketball court in this film? Well, 23 feet, 9 inches is the three-point line. That's 923 backwards. 23 feet, 9 inches is the three-point line. That is 923 backwards. And it just so happens to be 329 is the 88th day of the year. It's my birthday. So this isn't the only film this appears in. It also, here's a wider shot of the same film, Prometheus. There you see the green backboard. That's the serpent seed. Here's half court. I believe, gosh, I should pull up the dimensions of the basketball court is what I need to do for you guys right now. To do a proper Google Hangout here. basketball court dimensions. And let's see here. Oh, no. Basketball court dimensions and measurements. I think this is it here. All right. We have, geez, this isn't the site that I looked at last time. For some reason that's been erased. Here, I think this is it. This is it here. Here it is. We have 44 feet from end to end. This is our 44th president from end to end on this 3-point line. We have a 923.23.9 3-point distance from the center of the key. Trying to blow this up. It's not working. We have 47 feet to the half court line. That's building 7, was 47 stories tall. We have 22. That is the 22 years after 1979 that the World Trade Center fell. And 79 is the 22nd prime number. 28 years was the total length of time that the World Trade Center stood from 1973 to 2001. 14 years was half the distance, was 1987. That's here, 14 years. 1987 was the halfway point. We had a bunch of songs. Meet Me Halfway. We're halfway there. Many, many songs about halfway in 1987. The number 87 has two factors. Guess what they are? 3 and 29. Again, the 88th day of the year and my birthday. 3 and 29, 3 times 29 is 87. The halfway point to 9/11. And this stuff just goes on and on and on. You guys, we have literally decoded the fabric of our matrix. And it's all ruled by good and evil. The eyes of good and evil. This is another alien movie, and they brought back the basketball theme as she slam dunks the basketball. The eyes of good and evil. Here we're back to Prometheus, and he says the whole world, big things come in small packages, is in the script when he's holding this up. This is our world. Now, this one creeped me out because I did a video showing the equator on the convex lens Earth. I believe we live on the surface of this convex lens. Just as the android in this film said, big things come in small packages. As he's holding up this drop. And in some of my first videos looking at the convex Earth, I drew a line for the equator. And guess what? It looked exactly like this line, but it was flipped around this way. I used dots because I didn't know how to depict the equator, which goes right through the center of this. This is the true equator. It's the center. Antarctica goes around the rim down here. And the whole world exists on this convex lens. This is your inner lens of your inner eye. When you look at the model of the eye, it goes up through here. This is your inner eye. This is the back side of the lens. You have the front side of your lens looking out. God said, or Satan said to Eve, if you eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you will see like God. And guess what? Her eyes were opened. Her eyes were opened. Like the lens cap coming off of a camera. That's why Apple uses an apple with a bite taken out of it. It is the lens cap coming off of the camera. We are in the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This is the backside of your lens. Inside we are trapped in the eyes of good and evil. Okay? We are trapped. The inside lining of your eye is made up of rods and cones. And when you cross-section those rods and cones, they look like a honeycomb. I'll say that again. The inside retina of your eye, when you do a cross-section of it, it looks like a honeycomb. That is the prison we are trapped in, the eyes of good and evil. The only way out is Christ consciousness and love. Letting Christ correct your blood, the tainted blood of the serpent seed, which I believe most of us have, which is why it is so hard for us to be good all the time, because we have evil mixed within us. That's why our brains are split. We have a reptilian side and a human side. Okay. The Holy Spirit's telling me this, you guys, and I know it is true. Look at the upside-down pyramids on his fingerprint. This guy's an android. If you're still not convinced, many of you probably missed the Christ references within this film. The android washes the feet of the Father. It's mocking Christ. Christ washed the feet of his disciples in the Bible. They're saying Christ is an android. They're goofing on him. They're making fun of Christ because Christ doesn't know evil, because he did not eat the tree of evil, or he's God incarnate, and he is beyond the influence of the trees of good and evil. He is only good, pure good. So they depict him as an android. Okay? The same way they depict Christ as a doll in Alien 2. The doll's name is Casey, and it's just the head, and it's hollow. And the little girl, whose name is Newt, which is a serpent, says to Ripley, the doll's not afraid because it doesn't have a brain. There's nothing in there. Casey backwards is Yeshua, Christ. That's what's going on here, you guys. This is the truth. Here, they try to reaffirm the globe earth model, which is false. This is not the truth. This is the android. He's holding up the round earth. And really, we live on a convex earth. See, they show us the truth. Here, where is it? They show us the truth here. And here they show us the lie. Good and evil. Okay? Here, what were we pulling up here? They talk about the reptilian creature, 30 to 40 inches with transparent skin. This thing impregnates the guy in the film Prometheus. Jesus, look at the size. See, they throw Jesus in there. This is all by design. The script writers know exactly what they're doing. It's beautiful. And then after that scene, he's talking to this serpent thing. It goes down his throat. Now, in the first Alien film, just as it's stated in the Bible, Cain is the first one to receive the serpent. Cain. And that's exactly what happened in the Bible, you guys. Cain was the first offspring of the serpent seed. Eve was impregnated by the serpent. Okay? They depict it in the film. Here's our torus field. There's the center coming up and around. This is an apple cut in half. They're depicting it here, but it's a close-up. I'm going to check in the chat here, make sure you guys are good. Let's close some of these windows here. We'll wrap this up in about 30 minutes. I think we pretty much covered a lot of the stuff that I wanted to cover, you guys. This is shocking stuff, you guys, I know, and you're probably going, wow, this is crazy. But this is the truth. This is it. Now, you saw the jars in that room with the android from Prometheus. These are called the canopic jars, you guys. This is ancient Egypt. And inside of these jars, what do these hold? They held the internal organs of the pharaohs. Now, you can imagine after thousands and thousands of years what those internal organs would turn into. And what would they turn into, you guys? A black goo. This is the black goo. It's the DNA that they used, I believe, to reincarnate our president. I believe he's the first successful reincarnation of an ancient pharaoh from DNA from one of these canopic jars. And it's depicted in the film Alien. You see, this is what I believe is the truth. Now, this is very hard to believe. Of course, these are sensational claims. But these organs were held in very high regard, as if the Egyptians knew that this DNA material would be used at a certain point to reanimate this creature, this being. And it says in Revelation 13 that it would be given a voice to speak. And there is a reanimation type scenario in Revelation 13. The beast, and the people would wander after the beast. It would be given a voice to speak. Okay, this is all in the Bible in the last days. I believe we're here, you guys. Here's something. This is 88 congressional districts have seen school shootings. Subscriber sent this to me. When school shootings happen, Democrats introduce gun restriction legislation far more frequently than Republicans. Think it's an accident? There were 88 congressional districts that have seen school shootings? It's no accident, you guys. All right, I'm kind of jumping around a little bit here. This is the hive from Prometheus. Let's take a look at this. Remember, we talked about the beehive. We talked about your inner eye looking like a cross-section of a honeycomb. And in this scene, the captain of the ship pulls up the display here, and they're looking inside the ship. This has been mapped out. This is the mapping mechanism. They're seeing like an X-ray version of this. And inside, it looks like a beehive. And I showed you the canopic jars that were inside of here. Okay, the DNA. Remember the beginning of this film when the alien drinks the drink, the DNA, and he crumbles away? All of this is related, you guys. Here he calls it a dome. Strip away the dome and isolate the area and bring it up. This dome is our Earth, the dome we live on. We live on it, not in it, is my opinion. And I believe this is depicted in the film Thunderdome, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. When Tina Turner swings down out of her lair onto the dome, and she's on a moon vehicle. And then you see a sun behind that scene. And on the outside of the dome, there are people crawling all over the outside of the dome. And I believe that is the truth about how we are living, not a globe. The sun and the moon rotating above us, in the space, the void of the inner eye. The outside edge, the retina, the honeycomb is where all the stars are fixed into, and we're trapped there. Heaven is beyond that. Jesus stood on the cross, or was crucified on the cross at Golgotha, which means skull. And he looked to his right and his left. Those are the eyes of good and evil, the two thieves. They steal your destiny, your eternity. Why? Because they deceive you. The devil creates the good and the bad, and you believe one or the other, neither of which are the truth. There is no round earth or flat earth. It is convex. Neither are the truth. Neither are the truth. Black and the white, the red and the blue. You choose one and you fail. It's somewhere in the middle. All right. So we saw this. Let's close this down, you guys. I will get back in the chat. This is the cube star matrix. This is part of our prison here. The cube and the star. 3773, the 12th and 21st prime numbers. Creates a loop. These two numbers mathematically describe 369, the secret to the universe. Watch my video called 369. 369. And it explains the cube star matrix. 12/21, the darkest day of the year, the winter solstice, the day that Jesus brought the light into the world. He was born on 9/11. And from 9/11, when you backtrack the gestational period, he was conceived on 12/21, spiritually. Okay? That's how this stuff works. It's nuts, but it's the truth. All right, let's close this down. This is the cube that we're locked in. This is the North Pole of Saturn, for those of you that don't know. There is a literal hexagon storm on the North Pole of Saturn. This is the cube. It governs all evil on this planet. I believe this is the empty shell of Satan himself when he fell from heaven. And I believe all the planets are demons that have fallen. These are the empty shells, except for Venus. And I believe when Venus came, excuse me, it is the visible star in the sky that moves. No other stars move that are visible other than the brighter stars are Venus. And I believe that was the star that guided the Magi to the birth of Christ. Christ came down out of that star, became a planet. He was born as a man on earth. I believe Lucifer is Mercury, which has an 88-day cycle around the sun. He's the other morning star. At one time, all the morning stars sang together in heaven. At one time, there was peace in heaven. Not anymore. All this is in the Bible. All right, let's move on from here. Let's close that one out. All right. Let's go back in the chat here. I haven't been with you guys in a bit. Feeling like I need to touch base with you guys. All right. This is a good show, you guys. Glad you guys are here. There you go. See, this is what I love about you guys. You connect all the rest of the dots. The clap song, 369. Okay. I believe all the planets and asteroid belts and everything are inside of this eye. Okay. We're in the eye of good and evil. All right. I think we're locked in the evil eye. Okay. Can't see the good. Okay. I'm going to expand on this crucifixion of Christ. Christ was in the middle. I want to give a shout out to Dandelion Song, who discovered that the optic nerves of each of your eyes crosses in the middle of your brain near the pineal gland. I'll say that again. Dandelion Song discovered that the eyes in your head, the optic nerves, cross in the middle of your brain near the pineal gland, and that is where Christ was crucified. He looked to each thief, to each side, and what did he say? He said, to one, you will be with me in paradise. He was talking to the good eye, you guys, not the reptilian side, the good side. He was talking about alleviating the serpent seed. He was talking about his blood that he shed, correcting the serpent seed blood that runs within us. This is my body, this is my blood, the Passover. The Passover into Aquarius. The man carrying the water jug is where he told his disciples to go. That is the sign for Aquarius. We are there now. It is time to get our stuff together. I almost said a bad word. It's time to get our stuff together. Now, for those of us that don't believe, I don't know how this is going to work out spiritually. I'm not here to condemn anybody, you guys. I'm here to tell you guys that I know the truth. I know it. And I feel like no one's listening, except for the wonderful followers on this channel. But I do know we're under attack. And I do know the Bible says we will be hated, which brings us full circle. It brings us full circle back to the beginning of this conversation, that we would be hated. Okay? All right, let's continue on here. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging in there. I know this is kind of long and boring, but I am doing I just want to get into the details of this. So there's no question. Now, many of you guys, there was a channel called Barely Human 11. Now, jury's out on this channel for me, okay? The information's awesome, okay? He exposes Back to the Future and shows how it foreshadowed 9/11. It talked about the Kennedy assassination. It even links this guy who did the Highwire Act. This is him, Philippe Petit. He was portrayed in Back to the Future, okay, before the towers fell. Okay, he did the Twin Towers walk. He walked on a wire across the Twin Towers. Barely Human 11, the YouTube channel, talks about this. He shows how in Back to the Future there was a wire that came from the clock tower, and then was foreshadowing the walk that this guy would do. Well, actually, the walk had already happened. The point is that he basically drug into the fact that they all knew 9/11 was going to happen. Now, for those of you that follow this channel, you know that I've proven that 100 times through all these films. But then Barely Human 11 actually was produced by Apophenia Productions, which Apophenia means people who find things, patterns that aren't there. Okay, so it's almost like they're discrediting that we're finding this stuff. So I don't know, and I'll let him clarify. I do also know that he wrote somewhat of a love letter to Robert Zemeckis at the end of his video exposing this stuff, saying, basically hailing Zemeckis as this wonderful director-producer when the guy's an occultist. So that raised a flag for me as well. Now we're going to talk about what this guy, the Highwire guy, knows. June 26, 1971, he crossed Notre Dame on his Highwire Performance Act. This is the guy, Philip Petit. Well, what day is June 26? It is the 177th day of the year with 188 left. You tell me they didn't plan this? Now, of course, this guy could have been a puppet. I understand this. But you got to understand that all this stuff's orchestrated, you guys. 177th day of the year with 188 left. I was born on the 88th day of the year with 277 days left. Okay, that's what's going on here. It's all about the numbers and the calendars. This guy was depicted in the movie wearing the same clothes that Marty was wearing in Back to the Future. He had like a leather jacket on, like a red shirt and some jeans. Okay, same clothes. All right, we'll shut this. We're working our way through here, you guys. I decoded Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I want you guys to take a look at that decode. 119 minutes long. That's 9/11 backwards. But this did happen after 9/11. So that's not too profound, but there were a lot of other synchronicities in this film. This is the film that they released on Back to the Future, because remember, the date that showed up in Back to the Future was October 21st, which converted to the, let's see here, October, was it the 21st, the 23rd? October 21st converted to the Gregorian calendar. This was the film that showed up in Back to the Future 2, October 21st, 2015. We arrived at that date a few weeks ago. The Gregorian equivalent is 11/3. Excuse me, very close to the 5th of November. Here's the film they did. It just came out not too long ago. This guy helped fund the Back to the Future films. And lo and behold, look in the background here. There's your Molech owl. Okay? He's even wearing the purple. Gotta love this stuff. They also hailed this couple who bought a DeLorean and drives across the country raising money for the Michael J. Fox Foundation to help cure Alzheimer's or Parkinson's disease. Now, of course, they're in Easter Island, many of you don't realize is there were 888 statues that were on Easter Island. They said the official quote is 887, but there's a missing one, and I prove in a video that there are actually 888, not 887. Okay, now we know the DeLorean gets up to 88 miles an hour to jump through time, so this shouldn't be a surprise, but they don't explain that in this video. They just show you that these people are on Easter Island. Okay, Team Fox, Fox is 666. All right, all this stuff is a cult, and they know it. All right. This is Voodoo. This song was played at the Halloween White House. Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix. And this date converted to the Gregorian calendar is the 5th of November. Okay. This is Attack the Block. This is the new star from Star Wars, the upcoming Star Wars film. You guys, it's going to be the decode of all decodes. If you're not subscribed now, subscribe to this channel. I'll be decoding Star Wars as soon as I can, probably with screenshots so I don't get a copyright strike. This is the star, the new star of Star Wars, this African-American man who's 19 years younger than I am. And his first film that he did called Attack the Block, he was 19 years old. He was born on March 16th, converted to the Gregorian calendar as March 29th, the 88th day of the year. And 88 seconds long was the Star Wars trailer. And 88 million people saw that trailer in the first 24 hours. All this is verifiable on Google. Do a Google search on that. This is his first film from the producers of Shaun of the Dead, Attack the Block. I count 8 rays coming down out of heaven. Okay, there's your 8. 8 rays coming down in the night sky here. There's some very weird stuff going on, you guys. Very weird. Here are the new Star Wars posters. Look at the one eye symbolism. I did a decode talking about the eyes of good and evil before these posters came out. No one believed me. You're crazy. Showed an X, showed the eyes of good and evil. I showed the crossing optic nerves on the poster. The video didn't even get viewed. But yet here we are. We see the eye of evil, the eye of good blocked out. And these actors are like all in, sold their soul, and this is what's going on. Check back in the chat here. Make sure you guys are rolling. Let's see here. I'm going to refresh this just because it's been stuck at 117 watching now for a very long time, and I don't think that's correct because usually that fluctuates a bit. Let's mute this and see what's going on here, you guys. Oh, don't tell me they kicked me off. Let's see here. All right, we're good. Why are we not? Hold on a second, guys. For some reason, we are not live. Let's refresh that again. Let's take a look here. Okay, now we're live. Okay. They keep dropping me out, you guys. It's weird. All right. Okay, we'll keep on going here. We are live. Okay, good. Okay, I just want to make sure you guys. Why is it saying we're not live? It's weird. Well, at least you got to hear Attack the Block. Okay, I'm going to continue on here as soon as I know we're live. And then we'll wrap this up. Your screen sharing, good. Broadcast is rolling. It's a shame you have to check this stuff, but here's what happens when you got truth rolling, you guys. Okay, can you guys hear me? Just want to make sure. Give me an okay in the chat if you guys can hear me. It says we're not live, but I think we are live. So let's wait and see what's going on here. All good. All right, Barley. Thank you. All right, we'll keep rolling here. We're almost through this, you guys. Somebody asked me, what's going on with all these airplanes? Okay. Enter the Stars is marking these dates. He's not predicting anything, but he's saying, look for these dates. And every time a date shows up, an airplane goes down. Okay. All of the planes that went down in 2014 added up to 8,888. You guys saw my video on that. What's up with the planes? Well, we just linked all this into time travel, didn't we? The whole subject of tonight that we're talking about is time travel. The 5th of November mentioned in 3 separate time travel movies 3 years apart. So here's another time travel movie called Millennium. And guess what this movie was all about? It was all about flights where time travelers would zap into a flight that they knew was going to crash, and they would rescue everybody off of the airplane to try to prevent a paradox from occurring that would destroy the Earth. And lo and behold, the very same year the Loma Prieta earthquake happened in the Bay Area, 1989, you can see here, before the earthquake happened, they talk about earthquake paradoxes. Now this is, I will admit, this one's a little bit of a stretch, but this is what's going on. They call them time quakes, all right? Every incursion into the past causes an accompanying time quake whose magnitude is proportional to the effects of the incursion into the past. Each time quake causes physical damage in the time from which the incursion has been made. This is why they are abducting people who will not be able to affect the future any further and replacing them with copies of those who would have died. Thus, the co-pilot's strange comment came because all the passengers had been replaced with the pre-burned duplicates in preparation for the upcoming crash. Okay. What I've learned about science fiction, you guys, is sometimes it ain't all that fiction. August 25th, 1989. Let's look at that date. There's bound to be some synchronicities here. August 25th is the 237th day of the year of the 128 left. There's your 37, 1973. The World Trade Center was opened, and it stood for 28 years. Okay. Film released in 1989. Now, let's look at the date of October 21st. That was the date of the Loma Prieta earthquake of the very same year, 1989. That date falls on the 294th day of the year with 71 left. I don't see any synchronicities with these two dates. Okay. But these are the things I look for, you guys. Sometimes there are very profound synchronicities. So anyway, what's the deal with planes crashing? Well, this film may offer clues. Obama's last year in office, 5777 in the Hebrew year. How nuts is that? There it is right there in the box office total. Short story from 1979. We know about the 79-22 paradox. 79 is a 22nd prime number, and the World Trade Center fell 22 years after 1979. So there you go with that. This is Millennium. Good film. I think I decoded this at one time. It's definitely a film to watch and look at. It's got Chris Christopherson. The reason why I brought up this slide is to show you guys that every time they build something, they already know when it's going to be demolished. Okay? And I'm going to show that to you right now. Now, This is a 1936 commemorative coin, and what you're looking at is the Bay Bridge. Remember, the Bay Bridge was opened in 1936, and it fell 53 years later, which was Obama's age when the Freedom Tower opened. In 1989, this bridge fell down, or part of it did. I'm going to show you on this commemorative coin from 1936 how this coin encodes the fall of this bridge. First of all, you see Berkeley. You see this? This is where this approximately, let me blow this up a little bit more. This is the section of the bridge that fell. It's actually back here, right here. That's about where it fell, right there. See this small section here? It fell like right here. This points to UC Berkeley, which I believe is the mechanism. There's some kind of, I think they have a cyclotron there that caused the earthquake. All right. Somewhere in the past 100 years, they figured out that these particle accelerators can cause earthquakes and affect weather patterns. As soon as they found that out, they used it to conduct mass human sacrifice. When you take, so Berkeley's back here. It's included in this picture. Look at this, KL, Berkeley. It's right here, okay? That's Berkeley, KL, Berkeley. Bridge fell here. Now watch this. You might want to be sitting down for this one. We have vertical support beams. We only have 8 vertical support beams on this bridge. There are only 8 vertical support beams on this bridge. 2, 4, 6, 8. What time will the bridge fall? Here's the clock tower, San Francisco. This is like, I think this is Fisherman's Wharf, clock tower. When will it fall? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 89 is when it will fall. Is the time encoded right here on this dime from 1936. See how the two are connected? They connect the vertical truss to the 9, so that's connecting the 8 and the 9. Now, guys, I will tell you, I will admit to you that some of this stuff may be happening on a spiritual level. Maybe even the makers of this coin didn't even know what they were doing, but they were under the influence of the dark side, the dark powers. And the Bible does say in the last days, knowledge will increase. And we will be able to see through the veil. Yesterday, I did a video on Egyptian Valentine's Day. It was Egyptian Valentine's Day on 11/4. So why are they doing a story on mainstream national news called Egypt Pyramids for Grain, Not Pharaohs, presidential hopeful Carson says? Why? This is so random. He believes they were used for grain. And they're like, I believe they're doing this to try to discredit him because they think he's crazy. This guy's a Seventh-day Adventist. He's a presidential hopeful. And he says that Egypt pyramids were for grain, not pharaohs. Why are they mentioning Egypt in mainstream news? Right here, you guys. I don't know if you guys all get the same feed or not, but this is what I see in my feed. I don't know if they tailor this stuff or what. Here's the pyramid claim right here in my mainstream feed. And we were just talking about Egypt yesterday. So go figure. Let's pop in here in the chat. Make sure you guys are good to go. We're going to wrap this up in about 10 more minutes, you guys. I do want to answer some questions. Make sure you guys are good. Let's see here. Let's see here. Grover's in the pit, New York. You guys, there are a lot of cities you need to get away from that are going to be coming under judgment. Okay, I'm just going to say that. There are cities that you need to get away from that are coming under judgment. These are cities that have rejected God's laws, just like in the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah. It's going to be the same thing now. Get out of those cities now, or you share in what happens to those cities. And I'm sorry, but that is the truth. Okay. Right on, Ruby Star. Thanks for all your support. I do want to do some shout outs before we leave tonight to all the top channels that are helping spread the word, sharing the videos. There is a feature on YouTube called The Biggest Fans, and I want to read through some of those and give some shout outs. Let's see here. You guys should all watch this video. This is crazy. I want to do a close-up of this. This film came out 3 days after the Bay Area earthquake. This is proof that they make earthquakes. They're playing a baseball game. Remember, there was a World Series baseball game going on. They caught it on camera, the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake in San Francisco. In the film, Fat Man, Little Boy, they're playing a baseball game. They say, line drive, a baseball comes through the window. Look where the window framing is pointing to. This structure here, which looks like the Bay Bridge. Now, if you know, when they make a film, it takes a year before that film releases after the film is complete. You can't just pop scenes in and out 3 days before the release of the film. It doesn't work that way. They've already been distributed to the theaters. It doesn't work that way. Here we have solid proof. The film came out 3 days after the earthquake. In this scene, the scientists win in a baseball game. The scientists win. The Berkeley scientists get their earthquake. Comes to the window. They see the alignment. You can see the alignment of the Bay Bridge with the window frame. It's pointing right to it. The earthquake was caught on camera during the World Series baseball game. Also in the scene, the word bridge is spoken, and it's completely out of context. He calls Oppenheimer bridge. Oppenheimer stops. He looks down. He says, bridge, keep your head up. That's the only time in the entire script that the word bridge is used. You guys have to see this sorcery for what it is. If you don't understand it, you will be deceived by it, and it could cost you your destiny. These are films each and every one of us goes and sees in our lifetime. All right, so we'll see what happens on this 5th of November. Hopefully nothing happens. Hopefully everything stays as it is. Hopefully we expose some information that prevents them from carrying out some of their plans. That is the goal of this channel. I will never predict anything because the Bible says we are not supposed to try to predict things, okay? We've got 119 people watching. That's 9/11 backwards. I know there's probably hundreds more watching, but that's all they're going to show us. Now jump down to 116 watching. That's 9/11 upside down and backwards. So this is where we're at, you guys. It's the reality. Please come over to my website. I did join a network called Center Screen, and they allow me to use some really cool music, you guys. It's some of the music that I use on my channel, and it's copyright free, Freedom Center Screen, and this is the site here. I want to share some of that. I want to play some music while we give some shout outs and close this thing out. You guys are amazing, and that's about it, you guys. Let's take a look here. Let's pull up some good music here. Let's take a look here. What shall we play for you guys tonight? Gosh, they had some good trailer music out, and then they switched it up on me. Let's see here. This is what they do to me, see? We need soundtracks. And let's go to Blankenberg. Let's pull up fans list. All right, you guys. Let's see here. Thanks, Nicholson. We're going to go by engagement. Let's pull these up here. And I want to say some poignant words to you guys about what you mean to me. Let's see here. Let's pull up this song. This is a good song here. Hey guys, not sure what happened. Nuts. I was giving some shout outs, giving some love, and I come back in the chat and you guys are gone, or I'm gone. Let's take a look here. I'm here, but let me know where it dropped off at, you guys. Hopefully you didn't miss the shout outs. I really wanted to give some shout outs to you guys. You guys are amazing. Was I in the middle of the shout outs before it died? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. We heard nothing too. Okay, I can hear you now. Okay, good. Where did it drop off at, you guys? Before the music. Oh, I tried to play the music and it booted me. We didn't hear the shout outs. Here's me that went out. Can't hear anything. All right, we're going to do this again because we're not going to let them get the best of us, are we? All right. We're going to give shout outs to everybody that is sharing this stuff. Are you guys ready? Let's do this again. Let's see here. Wow. They just do not want us to do this, do they? Okay, give me a second here, you guys. All right, let's do our shout outs and we'll close this out again. You guys are amazing. Without all of your input and all of your sharing these videos, this channel would be nothing. You are Enter the Stars. And I want to recognize each and every one of you for what you do and who you are. It takes a lot to stand up for truth. You guys are true heroes. It's easy for a coward to pick up a weapon and kill someone based off of a lie. But it's hard to stand up in this life against all of your family and friends and believe in something that no one else believes in. Those are the true heroes, and that is Carrie Musgrave, Randall Wynn, Justnet Jr., Maika Faith, Margita 100, much love, Amber Lim 3564, Enchanted Journey, Courageous, Roberta Hawkins, Easy Dollars, Brandon E. These are all people that are sharing this video. Relentless and Courageous, Real Sweet, thank you so much. Beardy, Rock of Ages 777, Michael Gray, my personal friend. Rogue Spirit 1966, Nominee Patrice, Rostar Farai, Tuber Yourself 2, Bradley Moore, thank you, brother. Much love. Sherry Bishop, love you guys. DesX123X, Indigo Rihanna. Zodism, we miss you, brother. Have not seen you in the comments section lately. As well as Sergio Souza. Peaceful Patriots, Linda Garden, my friend. Gilbert Sanchez, much heart, brother, much heart. Martin Strange, Evan Before 313, Enchanted Life Path TV, who built Enter the Stars website. Thank you, my friend. GeoShifter, Russell Hall, No Rain, John Foker. Thank you for your long friendship, my friend. Joe Best, Shayla LeRae, Susan H. Always coming with truth. Vinyl is awesome. PJ Mack, Chandler Stovall, Billy Boone, Messer Gunty, Marcus Drakelove, Space Moz Designs, Tinfoil Hatter, Atreyu Alpha. Love your new thumbnail, brother. Alec Howell, Deal 899, Omar Von Gimbel. I am subscribed to your channel, my friend. Much love to all you guys. I'm glad we were able to get this shout out in. We will look in the messages here. I love you guys. Come back again soon. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that you're getting all my videos in your feed. Definitely come to enterthestars.com and visit the website, you guys. Take care and be safe.